Good morning. Welcome. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I had an idea. One of the topics that comes up pretty often when I'm working with clients is, and it's so sweet, and I remember it myself. I think that's why I like working with people who've had trauma or near-death experiences. It's because, well, several reasons. One, it reminds me that I'm not the only one. It's not a freak of nature. And for some reason, that's, especially young people, that's what they start to believe in their heads, just because of how their brains are designed. So, it's that constant good reminder that I'm part of the human race. It's too bad. There are a lot of people who have experienced horrible things in life as a child, and the child brain cannot help but take the blame. Yeah, and those narrow pathways, the imprint that those thoughts and experiences, and then thoughts about the experiences, those run pretty deep. The bigger the impact, the deeper and more committed those neural pathways are. They're sending and receiving, and sometimes they lock into different brain chemicals. That's the easiest way I can remember it. And it creates, as they do that, they create a path for the brain to make your life easier. We've talked about that before. So if there's a neurologist out there and you want to show me up, go ahead. But that's the layman's terms. And pretty much a spot on. The brain loves to help its host have an easier life, and it's easier life by helping you do things automatically without much stress, even if that automatic behavior starts causing you stress as you age. Like as a child, some of those behaviors aided and probably prevented suicide or homicide or such deep depression that it was hard to function. So now, back to what a lot of clients want and what I used to want. You know, when you have a pet, these little floating hairs just come up out of nowhere. Isn't that something? Okay, so here's what I hear. I just want my personality to even out so I can be consistent and the same in every environment. So I'm an adult, I handle everything well. And people don't have to be afraid that I'm going to be moody. And if they don't say it exactly like that, it's in one way or another, especially for people who are really trying to grow and mature and build a support network that they've never had before. What are you doing? Okay. Come on. Jump. 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 Okay. You gonna say hi? No, you're just using me for a roadway? Okay. He didn't have to do that. He's got a chair on the other side. Yeah, you just wanted to say hi. Oops. Say hi. Hi. You're not acting like you're dead yet? Where are you going? Why are you? He's slowly going down. Why are you such an actor? I think I give him too much attention for behaving like that, and that's why he does it. What? No. No, you're spoiled. Yeah. No, he's not. He's not spoiled. Okay, so here's, for for a long time, I just wanted to be normal. Just wanted to be normal. This coffee is so good. You know what I did? I was at the Ross's the other day in that food section, and I got some Ghirardelli caramel food syrup. I love to put it in my coffee. So, yeah, by hand, makeup just goes on so much smoother. And I can tell you, okay, I'm just going to tell you something. So yesterday I did a video, just jibber jabber chit chat. And usually, you know how my nose itches while I put on makeup, then it goes away. But I went to kind of blow my nose, and instead of doing what I usually do is go over here away from the phone, I went right over here, which is like right by the phone. And oh my God, I had to delete that video. That was just way too embarrassing. And I did that because, I'll get back to the subject here in a sec. I did that because little ADHD, right? Little too much caffeine already this morning because I had a sinus headache. Anyway, I was talking about how every once in a while I like to get off my medication. All the vitamins, not important medications if I have to take some, which all I really take is Ozopril. It's something to help your stomach not get indigestion. I take that every morning, and then I take a blood pressure every night. But I've been into vitamins my whole entire life because I was so skinny when I was little. I was always told how anemic I was if I tried to donate blood, or if I got a blood test for any reason, they would tell me how I was anemic. So I was always taking vitamins. Okay, just a nice straight line. So anyway, as I'm telling how, I want to get off the, and I take the over-the-counter Zyrtec and Mucinex. And so I was like, I didn't take it for a couple days. And here I am it was terrible. So I'm back on it. I was only off of it for 2 days, and I was like, oh, you know what? It's not worth it. Especially when I have clients. That's just terrible. It's terrible. Oh. You know what? It's not hot in my house, but it's so humid. Oh. Humid. Okay, so back to personalities being consistent. So I remember even telling my therapist, I just want to be normal. I want to be a strong, independent woman, blah, blah, blah. Because I was supposed to describe what kind of woman I wanted to be. And one of the questions she asked me was, it was something like, whose idea is it that you be this kind of woman? If you were this kind of woman, who would you be impressing? Oh, I don't know. She goes, no, now start over. I want you to make a list of the type of way you want to feel about yourself and your life every day. That will say what kind of person you want to be, what kind of woman you want to be, or man, whatever. What kind of human that you want to be. And so I started over. And one of the things that I realized, and this is what I tell my clients. I actually had a client, oh God bless her heart, and I just, you know, I try not to tell them this, but every once in, you know, sometimes we tell people with our eyes. We don't do it on purpose. I get it. So I really try to behave, but sometimes I just can't help it. I have this client, she's so adorable. She says, I told myself, I'm doing an accent because you won't ever know who she is. And this is like years ago, land far, far away. And if she's listening, don't give yourself away. She says, oh God, I love this girl. She says, because she's been doing so much growing and maturing and gaining insight to who she is and who she wants to be. And I'll tell you what, some people are just impressive. I certainly didn't grow that much that fast. Anyway, she says, I told myself to man up and quit being a wimpy girl or something like that. And I was like, what? So we had a big discussion, and the reason why that really stuck with me and probably will be stick with me forever is that what a milestone, what a challenge and hurdle and successful life projection, a time to blossom. And this is it. If you're a feminine, to tell yourself to man up when it's not life and death, it's just stress, that's brainwashing yourself into, once again, telling yourself as a child, I'm not enough. I can't protect myself. That's a lie now. Because now we can protect ourselves. It's just, do I really want to or not? There might be reasons not to. And that doesn't mean you're not worthy. It just means you're not ready. So when I was exploring what kind of person I wanted to be with my counselor, I had to explore my human emotions, and I hadn't allowed myself to have them. I was always trying to man up. True story. Man up, man up, man up. And anytime I would try, or every time I would even start to tear up or cry, or it would get right here or choke up, I would shut it down. Matter of fact, I would, especially if it was a movie or something, I would even tell whoever was watching the movie with me, oh, are you tearing up? Ha ha ha, you're corny. Or, now we know your soft spot. Or I would joke it away somehow. And or I would make fun of the movie, like, oh, I bet they put pepper in their eyes to make them cry or something. I mean, I was so bitter about real, genuine human emotions because they caused me trouble. I hated them because it caused me trouble, right? Human emotions get you in trouble when you're a kid. Shut up or I'll give you something to cry about, right? Or what did you say? Do as I say and not as I do. And that look was like, try it. So, as we get older, not having genuine human connection with our feelings causes trouble in adult relationships, whether it's at work, with intimacy, or with neighbors, or at the grocery store, where people accidentally give each other dirty looks and then we're offended, or the only emotions we have are fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. But there's not a genuine, in the moment, true feeling word attached. It's just, what did you say? Or, okay, I'm out of here. Or, okay. Or, well, what can I do to make you feel better? Right? Yep, easy breezy when you're on automatic pilot. Yes. But automatic pilot isn't really flying now, is it? Mm-mm. So I had to learn how to fly. I had to learn how to cry. Learn how to fly, learn how to cry. Right? And so la-di-da. So being consistent with feelings isn't human. That's a misconception. You can, it's different from being borderline unmedicated. No, bipolar unmedicated, or borderline without therapy. Is all these emotions just flare up and panic or get down, or whatever the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn is. They're extra accelerated with trauma, any kind of trauma, but especially childhood trauma or complicated trauma. And the thing is, if you've had a life like that, one of the things is we may never be in the actual absolute center of normal. And it's okay to not be there. But it's not okay to use past trauma and childhood trauma and drama as an excuse to not live, in my opinion. Right? There is a way to force ourselves to learn and grow and be able to experience life on life terms. And sometimes we're kicking and screaming, but we're trying, and we're trying to experience it, right? So, for instance, every time we get offended doesn't mean we need to fall apart or explode. It's true. What it does mean is, if we can get ourselves calmed down enough, we can think it through. And that is easier said than done. When we've had trauma, our adrenaline and cortisol and even the feel-good drugs pile up, because when we get angry, we feel more powerful, or whatever our F is. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Whichever one is our kind of drug of choice. Very exciting to do trauma work. Very challenging. Very difficult. But not as difficult when you're really trying. Not as difficult when you're really trying. So yeah, it's okay to not be consistent with each and everybody. Like for me, I'm more consistent with clients. I'm more triggered by intimate relationships, the ones closest to me.
still, although so much better than I used to be. But those are my tender spots. And mascara. So those are the ones that I really watch. If I feel myself starting to get tensed up or my neck starts tightening up, I have a conversation with myself quietly, or I take a break and just say, you know what, I'm upset about something. I don't know what it is. I need to go sort it out. That's honesty. So when I make a list of the type of person I want to be someone who can connect with the people around me. I want to be someone that others come to. So that means I need to be a safe person. I want to be able to say what I mean what I say, and not say it mean. I want to be able to cry and enjoy a few tears if it's a sad movie. And these took work. Oh, a lot of other things, right? So, is life easy all the time? No. But I can tell you, we're not going to be perfect for everyone. And some of us, like me, not a lot of people relate to me. It's the way I talk, the way they hear me. I don't mean to sound like I know it all, but I've heard that before. And I don't. There's a way that we can improve ourselves and pick out some things about our personality that we want to change. And we can do that. However, there are some things about our personality that are almost impossible to change and would need to include faking it, right? So I have learned I can fake being who I am a little bit for monetary reasons, like if I'm doing a presentation or something. But the older I got, the more I realized that if I was going to pretend to be someone I'm not, how am I going to help the people I need to reach? If I'm extra nice, extra diligent, about tending to everyone's needs, and that's something I have to keep looking at. Just like when I kind of got upset when I cussed a lot during one particular video. When there was a little bit of a response, I was just like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. And I've done that several times since I've had this channel. I ran off a couple people by accident just because I don't always say things in a way that's easy to hear, or my intention isn't delivered in a way that other people are saying, oh yeah, that's what you're trying to say. Anyway, it's something that I've accepted about myself. And I've also recognized that other people have certain things that they have too. And to change those would almost be so hard that the soul would suffocate. Maybe this is my cross to bear. And I can tell you that there are some things that are just okay. There are so many other things that I have grown through. And just like you, if you're here, there's a reason. Maybe, you keep coming back. Maybe there's something that you connect with me. But I'm just going to assume that there's a whole lot more to you than that one cross to bear, that one awful thing about you that stands in the way of you and the rest of the world. I bet there's a lot more to you. If you write down some of the good things about you, or some of the good things you'd like to challenge yourself to have in your life, those are things we can work on. I can work on me in certain ways. Like I used to interrupt people a lot, right? Or snap judgment. Those are things that I was really able to improve on a lot. Not that I'm perfect at it, but it's better. Frankie, hi baby, you want to say goodbye? We're gonna get off here pretty soon. Say hi, baby. Yeah. So I'm just trying to say, help yourself recognize you're a human being that deserves to live, and you don't have to flatline your personality. You don't have to. You can go like this, right? We just want to prevent this. Yeah. And get good therapy. I'm telling you what, it helps. Or share more with people. Give other people a chance. New people. Because if the old people don't make you feel safe, you know, you can communicate with them and let them know what your goals are if you want to, if you're brave enough to. But sometimes we just need to get someone else, whether it's a therapist or a friend or just a group where we can experiment with making friends. That's a big deal, online or in person. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I needed to vent, and I also needed to celebrate. Sometimes I forget that I don't have to bend over to accommodate a family member, especially if it's an in-law. There's a point where I'm a grown woman. I just entered my 60s, and I don't need to be pushed around by anyone or taken for granted or used and not say, ouch, right? That's a human emotion. I deserve to have that, but I don't have to overreact. I can say what I mean what I say, and don't say it mean, or I can just nod and smile. Hi, okay, but not volunteer and not say, oh, let me do that. See what I'm saying? There's a way to utilize this that makes sense. We just have to kind of experiment and not get stuck and think there's no way out. Just experiment. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And I'm doing that because I've accepted that I'm not dead yet. And you deserve to live too. Live big, capital L. Bye for now.